Lake City Community College Television presents Timberwolf Basketball. Live from the campus of Lake City Community College, it's the Lake City Community College Timberwolves and the St. Johns River Vikings. Hello everyone, I'm Mike McKee, and along with me tonight is Kerry Hagler. We'll be bringing you live Timberwolf basketball action from Amos Howard Gym. And Kerry, it's our first time working together. We've got two different teams out here, a team that has lost a couple in a row in Lake City Community College, and St. Johns River, who has hung tough in several games, but their record indicates 9 losses on the season and 7 losses in the Mid-Florida Conference. Two different teams. What do you talked to the coach of St. Johns River this afternoon? What does he look for in the game tonight? I know I talked to Tony Johnson, and I'll tell you what he had planned.
Okay, well, Coach Swank earlier this evening told me that after their game with Florida Community College at Jacksonville, he found out that his team liked to run, and they did a pretty good job. They lost by 1 point, but they scored 114 points in the process of losing to Florida Community College at Jacksonville. So tonight he hopes that if he can keep the score below 40 points at halftime, he can win, but he feels sure that if he has to run with the Timberwolves, he has the team speed to do it.
The Timberwolves are expected to run too, and we've got some news for those of you who follow the Lake City Community College Timberwolves. Suspended center David Johnson, the 7-footer from Roanoke, Virginia, has been reinstated on the basketball team after some problems with Coach Johnson. He will play tonight, and I talked to Coach Johnson. He said he'll play when we need him to play. And he was a factor 1 year ago at St. John's, in that he blocked several shots on the St. Johns River team, Kerry.
Coach Swank was rather concerned that David Johnson would play tonight because of his height and his block shot ability, and he was kind of hated to see David back on the team for the Lake City Community College Timberwolves.
So there will be at least 8 players on the dress tonight to play for the Timberwolves, and which should allow Coach Tony Johnson to substitute freely. I don't know whether he'll be substituting freely, but he'll have a chance to give some of his players who many times play the entire game a chance to rest during the basketball game. Now, the Lake City Community College Timberwolves are not out of the conference race by any chance. The Mid-Florida Conference standings look a little bit like this. Central Florida is 7-3. They lead the conference. Of course, they beat Lake City here at home in overtime by just 3 points. The score was 137-134. Santa Fe is in second place with a 6-4 record. Daytona Beach also in contention for the Mid-Florida Conference. They're at 6-4. Lake City is 5-5. LCCC and Jacksonville is 5-5. Seminole is 5-5. Valencia and St. Johns River are at the bottom of the Mid-Florida Conference as of today with identical 3-7 records. So there is a chance with 4 games remaining. Lake City has 3 of those games here at Amos Howard Gym. There's a chance that they could win the Mid-Florida Conference, or at least come in second and get into the playoffs. So
well, they certainly need this game and the next couple of games they play to have any shot at all, I think, in winning the conference. But they're in a 3-way tie for third place, like you said, with FCCJ and with Seminole. So they're not out of it completely yet.
And the next 3 games that they do play will be against the 3 teams that are above them. Central Florida on St. Valentine's Day next Wednesday. Of course, Santa Fe Community College will come to Amos Howard Gym on Saturday of this week. That is also homecoming, so we expect a big crowd on hand. That game will not be televised against Santa Fe. And then they round out the season at home the 17th of February against Daytona Beach Junior College, and we will have that game live for you beginning at 7:20 on the 17th of February. So a lot of things can happen between now and then in the Mid-Florida Conference. A couple losses by Central Florida. They are on the road, I believe, tonight. And Santa Fe could lose, Daytona Beach could lose, and there could be a logjam at the top of the Mid-Florida Conference standings. Let's take a look at tonight's starting lineups. First, Lake City Community College starting lineups. And Kerry, if you'll do the honors of announcing the starters for Lake City Community College.
Okay, starting off at the guard position for the Lake City Community College Timberwolves is he'll be wearing number 14 tonight. Keep your eyes on him. He's the guy with the goggles on, a la Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. His name is Jermaine Couch, scoring 14 points per game. Jermaine, by the way, is from Grand Rapids, Michigan. He's a freshman. Starting off in the guard position also for the Timberwolves, the other guard spot will be Charlie Burke. He'll be wearing number 5. He's a 6'3" three freshmen from Bainbridge, Georgia.
And I might add that I talked before the game with a scout who is in the stands tonight looking at Charlie Burke from Livingston College in Alabama. So Charlie Burke, who has been scoring 30 points per game, only averaging 20 points, but he has been hot, and he has been keeping the Timberwolves in a lot of basketball games.
Starting off at the forward spot for the Timberwolves is a guy who grabs a lot of rebounds, too. He's scoring 19 points per game. That's number 32, Glenn Weish, a 6'5" sophomore from Lake City, Florida.
He played his high school ball at Columbia High School for Coach L.C. Bradley. Also in the starting lineup tonight is Victor Cooks, a freshman from Daytona.
He's be wearing number 30. He's averaging just 2 points per game, but he'll certainly add a little depth, hopefully, to the bench tonight for Lake City Community College. Starting off at the other forward spot would be number 24, 6'4" forward Lewis Dorsey, averaging 11 points per game.
And he graduated from Raines High School in Jacksonville. There are the starting lineups. We can expect play tonight from Victor Cooks, we've already said Victor's name. We can expect play from David Johnson, Hassan Raji, a freshman from Gainesville, Joel Cyphers from Bloomington, Indiana, and that wraps up the 8 players who are dressed tonight for Lake City Community College. For St. John's River, you talk to the coach. Who do they have starting for them?
Starting tonight for the St. John's Vikings will be a 5'8" freshman from Folkestone, Georgia, Melvin Smith. Also starting tonight for the St. John's Vikings it would be at the guard position, number 20, Bill Torrance. He's averaging 12 points per game. Steve Walton will start for the Vikings tonight at the forward position. He will wear number 30, 6'6" freshman from Fort Lauderdale. Number 55, Jimmy Carter, will be starting tonight from Longview, Texas. 6 feet 9 inches tall, the tallest player by far on the Vikings team.
Not the ex-president by any means. He transferred from college in Longview, Texas. This is his first start tonight. He's grabbing 3 rebounds per game, 4 points per game on average. And Eddie Johnson wraps up the starting lineup for St. John's River. Expect some play from Tyrone Morris, a 6'5" freshman from Fort Meade, Florida. He wears number 52 tonight. And like we said, I expect a fast tempo game.
Yeah, so do I. Coach Swank, by the way, brought a couple of players from his former job at high school in Cooper City. He brought a fellow by the name of Matt Boyce and Vince Bonacera, 2 players that played for him in high school down in the Fort Lauderdale area.
And he expects good things from, this is his first year, and he expects good things from this team in the years to come. Again, the schedule for Lake City Community College, for those of you who'd like to come out and see a game, we've got a game on Saturday, February 10th. It is homecoming. There will be all kinds of homecoming activities happening before the game and at halftime. That game is against Santa Fe Community College, the second-place team in the conference. A game begins at 7:30. It will not be a televised game on Saturday. Wednesday, the Timberwolves are traveling to Central Florida, and I noticed a radio station in town, WDSR, where we are also broadcasting, simulcast, and WNFB are giving away tickets to that game. I believe I talked to the manager of the radio station, Dean Blackwell. He said something like 100 tickets have been sent for giveaways, for encouraging people to come from Lake City to come down to the basketball game. So obviously, the first time in a long time that they've had a good basketball team, they want to fill the stands up at Central Florida and Ocala.
Well, last time Central Florida played Lake City, of course, they went into overtime, I believe, and it was a real tight contest, and they have a player at Central Florida who originally signed with the University of Florida, Jose Ramos, who's a spark plug for that team.
So that ought to be an interesting game on Wednesday, the 14th of February against Central Florida. Again, if you'd like to go to the game, I'm sure that there'll be plenty of tickets available. Daytona Beach rounds out the schedule, the conference schedule, and the schedule for Lake City Community College, unless they can get into the playoffs. If they can get into the playoffs, the mid-conference tournament starts February 19th, the 21st, and the 22nd at sites to be announced. Now, I understand the first-place team in the conference will get a bye to the tournament. The second-place teams will play at designated areas across the state. Lake City has a possibility, if they finish in second place in the Mid-Florida Conference, of hosting the Mid-Florida Conference playoffs here in Lake City. That's only if they can win their remaining games and at least get a tie for second place. They can win a chance to host the playoffs here at Lake City. And then the state regional tournament will be taking place in Bradenton. It usually takes place in DeLand at Stetson University, but that's not the case this year. It'll be at the Bradenton, and a date or time will be the March 1st and the 3rd, or March 1st through the 3rd. That's over a long weekend. At Bradenton, the times to be announced. Then regional playoffs at a yet-to-be-announced place and a yet-to-be-announced time. That's March 14th, and then the national championship tournament in Hutchinson, Kansas. That'll be on the 20th through the 24th of March, Tuesday, at Hutchinson, Kansas. So we look forward to quite a game tonight. We're about ready to get underway. Not a very big crowd here this evening, Kerry. I noticed we were remarking about it. We don't know whether it's because the games are on radio and on television, or we don't.
Well, we tend to think that we have something to do with that, I guess, with our TV coverage. But it seems like 5 times as many people that were here 10 minutes ago. There's more than that now, obviously. 5 times more people here now. Well, so there's plenty of seats if the folks viewing or listening on the radio would like to come out and watch exciting college basketball. There's really none better than Lake City Community College. They've got a really good team this year.
Yeah, they do. And when they went to 14-0 to begin the season, they were ranked number 1 in the nation at one time, which was quite impressive. See if they can't carry over a little that first number 1 team attitude into tonight's game against St. John's River. About ready to tip things off here. Again, we invite you to come on out.
We've got an exciting basketball game, I think, tonight. I think it's going to be a fast-paced, could be a high-scoring game too if the teams get going up and down the court as they have in the past.
I can assure you it will not be a slow-down game tonight. Not like some teams that have been playing slow-down ball. It is exciting.
So if you hear us huffing and puffing, you'll know why. Well, the team from St. John's Community College is entering the center court as now the Timberwolves center and getting ready to tip things off.
Jumping center for St. John's River for the Vikings will be number 55, Jimmy Carter, the transfer from Longview, Texas at 6'9", and jumping for Lake City, I believe, will be Glenn Weish. About ready to get underway, no score. I've always been told that Lake City has a slow arriving team. They're late getting here. So
Coach Jensen's already instructing his team before the game even starts. You'll be hearing a lot from Tony Johnson tonight probably. He's an excitable kind of guy.
Charlie Burke will jump center, and it won't be number 40, Johnson. Tip is controlled by Lake City. Couch in the backcourt across the timeline. Guarded by Torrance. Inside pass to Weiss. He drives, shoots. No good, but he's fouled. I believe the foul is going to be on number 55, Jimmy Carter. No. And that's his first personal foul. Glenn Weish will go to the line to shoot 2. Nice move by Glenn Weish.
Yeah, it was. I know in the major university level, some conferences have gone to the 6 foul limit, but I don't think that's taken effect at the community college level. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mike.
No, it's 5 fouls and you're out. Makes for an interesting game, though, to have 6 fouls. Weish misses the first shot. And we're still scoreless, 8 seconds into this game. And he makes the second one. Melvin Smith, the 5'8" center from Folkston, Georgia, who is a dead-eye from around the three-point line, takes it across the timeline, pass into Torrance. Torrance drives, passes off to number 30, Walton, and Walton scores. And the Timberwolves trail by 1. Quickly down court, Burke fires a three-pointer, no good. Rebound tipped by Weish, saved inbounds.
Nice save.
Burke drives, turns, spins top of the key, jumper no good. And the rebound's taken down by Johnson. He outlets to Smith. And
we can already see the fast-paced action already. Lake City wants to run and gun, but St. John seems to be slowing it down just a little bit right now.
Torrance, right side to Walton, in the corner to Johnson. Johnson inside to Torrance, no good. Rebound, Dorsey comes out with it. He'll fast break. Drives coast to coast, and he scores.
I say Dorsey looks like a linebacker coming down the court.
He's a big fella. Don't want to get in the way of Lewis Dorsey when he's got his mind set on scoring a bucket. 3-2 our score. Lake City leads. Smith around the right side. Looking, finds Carter, top of the key. Carter drives, free throw line, shot no good. Rebound, and we got a foul finally. I guess
Jimmy Carter.
Jimmy Carter is going to pick up his second foul real quick over the back of Charlie Burke going after the rebound. He is quite a bull.
He's a big fella, just like Lewis Dorsey. Those two get tangled up together. Might have a wrestling match before it's over with.
There's a 5-inch difference there. Couch brings it across the timeline for Lake City on the right side. Inside Dorsey. Spins, turns, shoots, and he scores. What a nice shot.
Beautiful.
Lake City leads by 3, 5-2 early first half. Torrance, left side, gets up in the air, loses the ball, quickly outlets to Weish. Weish drives, lays it up and in. And the Timberwolves are running the fast break to perfection.
It's hard to stop Lake City when they get on the 3-on-1 fast break like that. They've got so much talent, leaping ability.
Especially when you have a ball control, or not a ball, someone who can control the ball and dribble like Glenn Weish. He took that coast to coast. Inside, Carter blocked by Weish, and Weish is hammered in the face, but he fouled number 55, Jimmy Carter. Carter will go to the line to shoot 2.
And that's the first foul tonight for Glenn Weish.
Glenn picks up his first. And Carter will go to the line. I tell you what, he may not be the most graceful player out there, but he certainly wants the ball. I say he's not graceful, he just hit the first end of a 2-shot foul, 7-3 our score. Second shot is no good. Rebound by number 30, Walton. He shoots, misses, and Victor Cooks comes down with the rebound.
Victor Cooks just simply took the ball away from the St. John's player.
Couch, right side. Weish from 25 feet, no good for a three-pointer. Rebound comes to St. John's. Walton with it, drives, and he's fouled by Couch before the shot, I believe. St. John's River trying to run a little bit with the Lake City team. Going to be out of bounds. That is Couch's first personal foul. 4-point lead for Lake City. Walton will inbound it for St. John's. In the corner, a three-pointer on the way, and it's good by Melvin Smith, the 5'8" freshman from Folkestone.
He is the point guard for St. John's, and he can shoot it from way out.
And right back. Jermaine Couch fires a three-pointer, and it's 10-5. Smith over to Torrance, left side, guarded by Burke. Over to Walton, right side, three-point line. Over to Johnson, top of the key to Torrance, fires a three-pointer, no good, and there's a foul underneath as Glenn Weish went up for the rebound, and I think it's going to be on number 55, and if that's the case, it is.
Jimmy Carter
picks up his third personal foul with little less than 2 minutes to go.
I think Coach Swank is going to sit him down right now and send in number 52 for the Vikings.
That'll be a good idea.
Tyrone Morris.
And the Timberwolves have the ball. Couch across the timeline, right side. Over to Cooks. Cooks fakes a three-pointer. No. Over to Couch. Drives. Finds Cooks on the left side. He drives. Finds Weish in the corner. Cross-court pass to Burke. Burke drives, and I think we're going to have a travel. And we will on Charlie Burke. Got big eyes that time. Saw a lane to the hoop and traveled with it.
Sort of like saying something you really want to eat, but you just ate dinner, and your eyes are bigger than your stomach.
Right, Charlie turns it over. It's 10-6, 16:41 left to go first half. Almost a steal by Burke. Walton has it blocked. Dorsey and Couch will run the fast break. And
forget about it.
Couch, almost a dunk by Weish. And St. John's River quickly back. Shot by number 20, Torrance, and he's fouled. It's going to be on number 24, big Lewis Dorsey, as he pats the referee on the behind. Nice call, ref.
Lewis Dorsey, when he fouls you, you know you've been fouled.
That's right. Got his money's worth that time. And there's some argument from the coach. They thought he was shooting the ball. Inbounds comes to number 20, Walton. No good. Rebound goes out of bounds off Lake City. That was Torrance. And St. John's will inbound it under their own bucket. Walton will trigger it. Walton into Johnson. Johnson turnaround, and he's fouled. Foul's going to be on number 30, Victor Cooks.
Well, I tell you, the Lake City Community College Timberwolves aren't real tall, but they really got great leaping ability.
They sure do, and with the addition of David Williams on the bench for Lake City, they're going after those and contesting those baskets.
We've only had
more than they have in the past.
We've only had 4 minutes elapsed in the game, almost 4 minutes, and there's only been 16 points scored, so I'm kind of surprised at this.
And the first shot by Eddie Johnson, the leading scorer for St. John's, is no good. His second free throw on the way. It's good. 3-point lead for Lake City, 10-7 early first half. Couch with the ball. Over to Cooks. Cooks across the timeline to Couch. Corner Burke. Burke out to Couch. Couch will fire a three-pointer. No good. Weiss gets a rebound, puts it back up, and puts it in.
Hey, St. John's is already coming out with their press defense.
Full court pressure that time by St. John's. Lake City did a good job to get the ball back. Smith across the timeline, guarded by Couch. Right side, Walton. Walton drives, dishes off to number 52, Morris, no good. Rebound by number 30, Walton, and he scores.
St. John's is having a tough time trying to get the short range stuff in the bucket.
Timberwolves doing a good job on the offensive board for St. John's. Couch. Dorsey fires a three-pointer. No good. He gets his own rebound, knocks it out of bounds, and it's going to be St. John's ball. We have our second substitution for St. John's. Number 44, Matt Boyce will check into the game.
And Boyce is one of the players that Coach Swing brought with him from his former position at a high school in Cooper City near Fort Lauderdale.
6'5" freshman from Cooper City, and we find that the Lake City Timberwolves will substitute two in the next dead ball. David Johnson will come in. Give and go pass to Smith, and it's knocked out of bounds. Had a chance at an easy bucket that time. Good help defense by Jermaine Couch to knock the ball out of bounds, and Johnson will come in for Cooks. Johnson drives, loses control. Torrance has it. Smith, top of the key, drives around, looks. Walton in the corner, fires a three, no good. And it'll go out of bounds to St. John's. Last touch, they say, by Glenn Weiss.
St. John's is time of possession has got to be a lot more than Lake City's got, but they've only scored 9 points.
They're definitely slowing the ball down. Inbounds comes St. John's. Cook to number 40.
Johnson went up for that one and flooded a swai. He missed it completely.
And it's a 1-point lead for Lake City, 12-11, 14:47 left in the first half. Couch right side, over to Burke. Fires a three-pointer, no good. Rebound comes to Torrance, and he'll run the break. Quickly up court to Walton. Walton drives, shoots, no good. Rebound comes out to Lake City, and all alone, Glenn White for the slam. Intimidation that time by David Johnson to swat the ball out of there. Got it quickly to Couch, who found Weiss streaking. Boyce to Johnson.
He was wide open in the middle of the lane that time.
Johnson with about a 15 or 10-footer cans it for St. John's. Couch right side. Dorsey top of the key. Back to Couch. Couch fakes a three-pointer. Finds Weiss. Weiss turns, shoots, and scores. 3-point lead, 16-13. And John Cook brings it across the timeline. Over to Torrance. He holds it over his head, looking. Finds Eddie Johnson. Into Cook, or Boyce rather, and Boyce drives in and lays it up. Johnson.
Boyce just came off the bench, and first time he touched the ball, he put it in the bucket.
Couch on the right side, finds Dorsey in the corner right side. Couch fires a three-pointer, good. Well, I tell you, if he can keep that up, the Timberwolves will have no problem tonight.
That's downtown stuff there. That's easy 3 points.
Cook across the timeline, St. John's, and we've got a problem.
We have something wrong with the shot clock, apparently.
Shot clock is not going off.
The one on our end seems to be working okay, but the far end, something seems to be wrong with it.
Is it a little bit hot in here to you? I don't know.
Yeah, I think we need to turn the air on.
Have the air conditioning on in here. It may make for a tough game. A couple guys out here breaking pretty good sweat.
The referee's asking that the clock operator, it was at 38 seconds. Now he's running it down to, I don't know.
40, 39, 38, 37. I don't know what the discussion is over here.
I don't either. Okay. They've taken a grand total of 2 seconds off the shot clock after all that.
Well, we all know with both of these teams, well, at least one of the teams, we don't have to worry about the shot clock. And St. John's gets action back underway. Torrance with the ball, top of the key, right side to Boyce, loses the handle, picks it back up, drives baseline, back out to Cook. Cook fires and scores a three-pointer. So as quick as Jermaine Couch puts one down, St. John's River comes right back and gets the points back. Couch left side. Dorsey fires a three. He hits.
Three-pointers are all over the floor tonight.
I can see 120 points tonight. Cooks for St. John's, finds Boyce. He lays it up, and it's blocked. Oh, what a nice block.
Goaltending.
Too bad we don't have instant replay to see whether that really was a goaltending call. David Johnson knocked that right off the backboard.
Coach Johnson looked at the referee as if to say, I don't agree with you.
He'll be more animated tonight as the night goes along. I can assure you that. Couch across the timeline, Lake City fires a three, and he misses. Rebound tipped by Weish, comes out with it. Burke with it on the floor. Finds Weish, he shoots off the glass. Nice shot by Glenn Weish. Little mix-up down there. And
Glenn Weish may have a real hot night tonight. Averaging 19 points per game. I think he's going to go above that tonight.
Cook to Walton. Over to Eddie Johnson. 17-footer, no good. Rebound by Johnson. Puts it up, no good. Rebound tipped by number 30, and Steve Walton comes up with a bucket.
I think David Johnson kind of helped that one go in a little bit.
Couch with the ball for Lake City. Left side. St. John's in his zone. Weish fires from the three-point line, no good. Rebound Dorsey finds David Johnson for the slam dunk. Boy, was that nice passing.
Big stuff for David Johnson. First time he's played in the past few games. He hasn't played in 2 or 3 weeks.
Dorsey found him on the baseline for the nice jam. Johnson with the ball, free throw line, back out to Cook. Cook looks inside, drives right side, inside to Johnson. Johnson's double teamed, but still finds the bucket for two. He was blanketed by David Johnson by number 5, Charlie Dorsey, and he still made the bucket.
It's like throwing it over a high fence.
26-24, Wolves lead by 2, 11:09 left to go first half. Burke finds Weish, and we got a foul. It's going to be on number 30, Steve Walton.
That's the first foul tonight for Steve Walton for St. John's.
And that's the second player who's fouled. Jimmy Carter, the center for St. John's, picked up 3, and those are the only fouls on the whole team. Wolves will inbound it from under their own bucket. Got a couple substitutions. Smith back in the game. Burke gets the inbound, fires from 3, and he scores. Oh, he's unconscious from that three-point line.
I think that's the 5th or 6th three-pointer that Lake City has scored so far tonight.
29-24, a 5-point lead for the Wolves with just under 11 minutes to go first half. Smith drives right side over to Boyce. Boyce throws the ball through the hands of number 22, John Cook, and another turnover for St. John's. Lake City will have a chance to go up by 7. Couch right side. Inside to Weish. Weish shoots a 10-footer. It's good. Baseline jumper for Glenn Weish, and Timberwolves lead by 7 early in the first half. Smith across the timeline for St. John's. Torrance with it. Drives right side. Puts up a shot. He scores.
Oh, my gosh.
Over David Johnson.
David Johnson really got up there and couldn't get any bit of the ball at all.
Walton or Torrance is probably saying, take this, big man. Couch inside, turnaround, Dorsey, no good, but we've got a foul, a whistle. We believe the foul is going to be on number 20. And Torrance picks up his first personal foul. Nobody in real foul trouble except for Jimmy Carter, who sits on the bench playing only 3 minutes, picking up 3 personal fouls. Inbound comes to Couch. Misses a shot, taken away by Smith. Smith finds Torrance, and we've got a charge. Count the bucket. The charge is going to be on number 20, Bill Torrance, who made the bucket. They gave him the bucket. Looked like he was a little out of control that time, bobbling the ball while he was in the air.
Yeah, I thought for sure it was going to end up over the backboard or under it or something, but nothing but not in the bucket.
And the lead is cut to 3. Couch left side. Defense by St. John's creates a turnover. Quickly to Cook. Cook lays it up and he scores, and we're tied up 31-30 with 9:42 left to go first half. Couch right side. Over to Dorsey. Pass into Weiss. Weiss turns around, shoots, scores from his knees, scores. My
Unbelievable.
goodness. He got knocked down that time, went to his knees. Got the rebound on his knees.
He was the shortest player on the floor that time. Even the referee had to laugh at that one.
Smith.
I've never seen that before.
Right side, and we've got a turnover. John Cook wasn't looking where he was throwing or where he was getting the ball. Decided he got the ball before he actually got it.
I still can't get over that knee shot. That was that was a thing of beauty.
And the Timberwolves lead by 3. Victor Cook's back into the game.
Is that legal?
Man to man. Burke fires a three-pointer. He scores. He's on fire tonight. 36-30 our score. And we almost have a steal by Dorsey, or by Burke. In the corner to Cook. Cook fires a three-pointer. No good. Rebound comes St. John's. A drive by Torrance. He banks it off the glass.
Well, Coach Swank's wish of keeping it at below 40 points at halftime may not come true tonight.
Couch quickly from the free throw line. Rebound, Dorsey puts back up the miss. No good. Rebound, Weiss, and he's fouled. I tell you what, the Timberwolves are really hustling in there.
A lot of physical basketball underneath the backboard.
Foul's going to be on number 40, Eddie Johnson, his first personal foul. I tell you what, with the small team Lake City has out on the floor, they're really battling for those rebounds and
sure
are very successful.
They say basketball is not a contact sport, but you couldn't prove it tonight.
Weiss' first shot, no good. 36-32, Wolves lead with 8:31 left to go first half. Weiss' second shot is good. 5-point lead for Lake City at home. We hope you can join us, and we're glad you're watching us and listening to us. Smith, right side, inside to Johnson, turns, spins, shoots, and scores. Couch quickly down for Lake City across the timeline. Looking inside, finds Dorsey from 25 feet and hits nothing but net.
String music in Lake City.
Smith across the timeline now for St. John's. Right side, Torrance fires a three-pointer. He scores.
It's tit for tat so far tonight. It's only a 2-point lead for the Timberwolves.
I tell you what, I'd like to see what the percentages are at halftime. They're shooting the lights out here tonight. Couch left side, drives the baseline, spins, shoots, misses. Rebound comes to Morris. Morris to Smith. Token pressure by the Timberwolves as John Cook brings it up. Over to Smith. Smith to Torrance. Fires a three from NBA land. Cooks comes down with a miss. And Couch will bring the ball up for Lake City. He goes down the left side, finds Dorsey. Dorsey turns, shoots, no good. Rebound by Burke, and Burke is hammered to the ground, and we've got a foul. I tell you, he's only 6'3", but he can sky. That's John Cook, first personal foul.
I usually think of the guys over the rim as the 6'8", 6'9", 6'10" people, but these shorter players, they could obviously get up there too.
A lot of that is desire too, and I think Charlie Burke really wants to win here at Lake City Community College, and going up after those rebounds in the tall timber. He'll have 2 shots here. 7:13 left to go. His first one's on the way, no good. He can hit from three-point land.
He's obviously upset at missing that one.
Yeah. And he'll get, Coach Johnson tells him to concentrate a little harder. And his second shot is on the way. It is no good, off the rim. Rebound taken down by number 40, Eddie Johnson. Got a good basketball name, Eddie Johnson. Melvin Smith across the timeline.
Jimmy Carter isn't a good basketball name, though.
No. Johnson drives the baseline, and he scores. And we understand why he averages 18 points a game and 12 rebounds. We're tied up with 6:49 left to go first half. Couch right side, fires a three-pointer. He scores.
Oh, that's, I think, the second, maybe the third one.
He's from NBA. I mean, that's way out there. Smith brings it back over to Torrance, left side. Morris, top of the key. Walton back to Smith. Over to Johnson, left side. Melvin Smith fires from 3, no good. Rebound by Burke. Burke finds Couch wide open, turns, spins, shoots, and scores.
Move. Beautiful. 180, left-handed, in the bucket.
And the Timberwolves lead back to 5 with 6:09 left to go. First half. Smith, right side. Into Johnson, almost has it stolen. Morris, and Morris turns and scores. Quickly down court. Victor Cooks is found underneath, and he scores. Nice fast break pass by Jermaine Couch to find a streaking Cooks under the bucket.
Lake City's starting to spread the lead a little bit. 5-point lead now for the Wolves.
Smith across the timeline for St. John's. Over to Torrance. Now to Morris left side. Morris looks. Back out to Smith. He'll dribble it around, top of the key. Ball is stolen. Good play by Jermaine Couch, and he's rewarded. Fires a 10-footer, no good. Rebound Burke, and Burke misses. Gets his own rebound, shoots it up, no good. Rebound comes down. Morris gets it. I tell you what, Burke got 3 chances that time, came up empty on all 3. And St. John's River has it across the timeline. Torrance drives left side, moves, no call, and scores. And the Timberwolves lead is cut to 3. Just under 5 minutes to go. Couch left side, in the corner to Cooks, left side. Dribbles out top of the key, screened by Weiss. He shoots and misses. Rebound Charlie Burke, he scores, and we've got a foul, no bucket.
That was a nice rebound by Burke.
Foul's going to be on number 20, Bill Torrance. That's his 3rd personal foul, and he'll quickly come out of the ball game.
John Cook's definitely coming into foul trouble. First half.
And speaking of foul trouble, Jimmy Carter comes back in the game.
We could play with this name all night long. I think we better leave it alone.
And now Bonacera comes into the ball game, number 11. He replaces number 20, Torrance. So we've got one player with, or 2 players on the St. John's team with 3 personal fouls. No one in foul trouble for Lake City. Couch with 1, Weiss with 1, Dorsey with 1, and Cooks with 1. Burke's first free throw is good. 47-43 our score. We'd like to thank you for tuning us in, either on WDSR Radio, Lake City, or cable channel 29, 26, all throughout North Central Florida, Lake City Community College Television. Bonacera with the ball. Out to Walton, top of the key. Over to Carter, right side. Finds Cook, right side of the key. Foul line extended, inside pass goes to Johnson, off his hands, out of bounds.
Only 4.5 minutes left in the first half so far, and a 4-point lead for the Timberwolves. And they tend to slow it down a little bit now. Earlier in the game, they were running up and down the court pretty much, but now they're slowing it down a bit.
Burke quickly down for Lake City, fires a 3-pointer from the left side, and he scores. Timberwolves with a 7-point lead now, 50-43. 4:11 left to go, first half. I believe we're going to hit 100 points tonight. What do you think?
Oh, definitely.
Cooks right side, and we've got a whistle. Foul on number 30, Victor Cooks. He picks up his 2nd.
Well, the Timberwolves, of course, can't afford to get in foul trouble because of their lack of depth on the bench.
I can't believe no one's in the bonus yet. And we've got 4 minutes left in the half. Ball almost stolen. Johnson gets it. Tipped out of bounds by number 5, Charlie Burke. Charlie Burke is all over the court tonight. With 31 seconds left on the shot clock, St. John's will inbound it from under their own bucket. Inbound comes to Eddie Johnson. Turns, spins, shoots, no good. Rebound comes to Glenn Weiss after a tip by St. John's is no good. Quickly out to Couch. Couch in the corner. Burke steps across the 3-point line, shoots, and he misses the shot, but he's knocked to the floor, so he's going to get a chance for at least 2. Fouls on number 22, Cook. I don't know whether they call that after the shot or before the shot.
I don't either. I guess we'll see.
We'll see. That's 1-1. He got him after the shot. So Burke will try 1-1. Misses the first end. No good. Rebound goes out of bounds to Lake City. It's good of Glenn Weiss to let that ball go out of bounds. Dorsey will trigger it for Lake City. Up top to Couch. Couch finds Dorsey left side. Couch fires from three-point, top of the key, and he scores. He is unconscious tonight. Both guards for Lake City, Couch and Dorsey, are firing like it was nothing to shoot from out there.
Couch is really firing him in from the three-point area.
Cook with the ball. Left side to Walton. Walton puts it up off glass, scores, and he's fouled. Foul's going to be on Glenn Weish, and that's his second. And number 30, Steve Walton, will come into the ball game to shoot one shot. 53-45 is our score. John Cook also comes into the game for St. John's. Walton shot a rainbow, and he scores. 7-point lead. We got full court trap on by St. John's. And the ball is turned over. Cooks falls down. Coach Johnson asks for a foul, no call. Quickly down. Carter drives, no good. Rebound, Eddie Johnson. He lays it up with one hand. That little pressure kind of riled the Timberwolves that time.
The Timberwolves didn't have anybody under the basket that time to help with the rebound.
Couch fires from three, no good. Rebound tipped by Weish. He tips it out of bounds. It'll be St. John's ball.
You know, there's 3 players at least on the Lake City team that have yet to come out of the game the first half so far.
Burke, Dorsey, and Weish haven't come out. I know, in fact, Couch hasn't come out either. St. John's with it. Morris, left side to Walton. Walton drives, spins in the lane, shoots, no good. Rebound comes down to Victor Cooks. 6'3" among 6'8" and 6'9" players, comes down with a rebound. Amazing. Dorsey with the ball left side. Top of the key, Burke shoots, no good. Rebound by Couch. Couch gets the rebound and he'll set it back up. New short clock for Lake City, 40 seconds on it. Dorsey inside to Cooks, shoots, and no good. Rebound comes down to number 30, Walton.
Rolled just off the top of the rim.
He was wide open that time on the baseline, just missed the shot. Walton with the ball, top of the key. Over to Johnson. Johnson calls for the ball, shoots, no good. Rebound comes to Jermaine Couch at 6'1". Quickly down court, Victor Cooks lays it up and in. Nice fast break that time. 55-48, Lake City leads, 1:48 left to go in the first half. Walton across the timeline for St. John's for the Vikings. Over to Morris. Loses control of the ball and throws it out of bounds. And there's some confusion now. It was tipped. 2 players for St. John's started walking down the other way in the court.
And they gave the ball back to St. John's.
They gave it back to St. John's, saying, you guys don't know what you're talking about. You didn't tip it. Lake City tipped it.
I think some people need a compass.
Yeah. Walton gets the ball in the paint. Shoots, no good. Rebound comes to Lake City out of bounds off the hands of number 52, Tyrone Morris. Burke inbounds it. 1:27 left to go first half. 55-48. Couch across the timeline. I think they'll run a little bit of clock. Dorsey left side. Out to Couch. Couch to Dorsey. Fires a three-pointer. To heck with that idea. They're not going to run any clock here. Quickly, Walton comes down. And
nice move.
Eddie Johnson gets a feed and scores with a slam dunk.
Yeah, Steve Walton, beautiful pass that time underneath.
Weish off the glass from 17 feet. I don't know. Usually have to call those in schoolyard ball if you bank it off the glass.
Yeah. He shot it in the middle of midair that time.
57-50. Lake City leads by 7. Johnson drives, loses control. Finds Walton, knocked out of bounds by number 14, Jermaine Couch. And with 39 seconds, we've got a substitution. David Johnson will come in for Victor Cooks. The 7-footer will become the enforcer here with just 39 seconds. And Coach Swank counters with his three-point sharpshooter, Melvin Smith. Coach Tony Johnson counters with Victor Cooks. And Glenn Weish will come out of the ball game. Inbounds, comes to Smith. Right side, left side. Goes over to Walton. Walton shoots, and he scores. 31 seconds. I think Lake City will play for the last shot. Up by 5. 26 seconds left.
Well, the time clock, the real time clock, is less than the shot clock, so they've got they can kill the half here if they want.
Burke to Couch, 17 seconds, 16, 15. Couch with the ball, drives in, over to Burke. Burke finds Dorsey in the paint. He shoots and scores with 6 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And that's the end of the first half. It won't count if it goes. And the Timberwolves lead by 7, 59-52. Did you notice there was no timeouts in the first half? We didn't get a break the first half.
I think we'll have plenty of it for next time.
We'll come back in about 15 minutes from right now with more Timberwolves basketball from Amos Howard Gym. And we'll also have some halftime statistics for you. So stay tuned to Timberwolves basketball.
Welcome back to Amos Howard Gym on the campus of Lake City Community College. Our halftime score is 59-52. Lake City Community College Timberwolves over the St. John's River Community College Vikings as the second half begins. Here's Mike McKee.
Quickly comes St. John's River. Walton scores off a pass from Jimmy Carter. And the lead is 59-54 for Lake City. Couch dribbles left side. Looks for Dorsey or Burke in the corner. Pass into Weish. Weish turns, spins, shoots, no good. Rebound comes to Carter. Carter comes out of there with it. And the ball's almost stolen by Glenn Weish.
Glenn Weish is so quick.
Smith across the timeline for St. John's. The Vikings over to Walton, top of the key. Looks, finds Smith again, left side. Dribbles right side, looks in the corner, finds Jimmy Carter from 17 feet, and he scores. 19 minutes left to go in the ball game. 59-56. Timberwolves by 3. Couch drives in, looks, finds Dorsey left side. To Cooks. He drives the baseline. Back out to Dorsey. Over to Couch. Good ball movement. Couch shoots, no good. Rebound. Victor Cooks turns, spins, shoots, no good. Ball goes out of bounds to St. John's.
2 Wolf players that time went for the ball, of course, and ended up out of bounds, giving the ball back to St. John's. By the way, the leading scorer in the first half for the Vikings was Johnson. He had 19 points. And the leading scorer in the first half for the Wolves was Glenn Weiss with 18 points.
Smith, top of the key to Torrance. Torrance to Carter. Cross-court pass. Johnson drives, and he's going to be called for a foul. Charging on number 40, Johnson. That's his second, first in the second half. Boy, I tell you what, Glenn Weish took a charge and a half. It looks like he got an elbow right in the stomach.
And there's no wonder he's got a knee brace on. He's a very physical basketball player.
And since we don't have ball boys here to clean up perspiration,
the players have to do double duty, I guess.
That's right. Victor Cooks is doing a little housekeeping here.
Well, Mike, the first half was a fast-paced half of basketball. Lake City scoring, of course, 59 points. The Vikings scoring 52. And Coach Swank said before the game started if he could stay below 40 points, keep the other team below 40 points in the first half, he had a chance to win. But he was unable to do that against the Timberwolves.
Counts with the ball for Lake City. Right side, cross-court pass to Cooks. He fires a three-point rainbow. No good. Rebound by Johnson. That was an error ball. And Smith comes out with it for the Vikings.
Nothing but 0-2 that time. Huh?
Yes, right. Smith, top of the key. Stolen by Dorsey. Lewis Dorsey looks. He's going to take it all by himself. No good. Short. Rebound comes to the smallest man on the court. He quickly outlets down court to Walton, and Walton is hammered. My goodness.
Glenn Weish, I think, hurt him that time.
Foul. And I don't think he was trying to hurt him, but well, I tell you what, Walton went down. They're shaking hands now, but Walton got creamed.
Walton really took it on the head. Need football helmet.
You know, they say if you're going to foul somebody, make them miss the shot. I don't think that shot had any chance.
Well, he was successful that time, obviously.
That's right. And the freshman from Fort Lauderdale, Steve Walton, will go to the line.
He may be seeing 2 basketball rims at the foul line with that knock on the noggin.
I think he did. He misses the first one. 17:54 to go in the game. 59-56. Lake City leads. They're clinging to 3 points. Second shot on the way, no good. Got the back of the iron. Couch comes down with the rebound. Across the timeline for Lake City. He'll slow things down, set something up, which is unusual. In the corner pass to Dorsey. Back out to Couch. Over to Burke. Fires a three-pointer. No good. Top of the rim. Rebound by Eddie Johnson. Quickly out to Torrance. Guarded by Burke. Man-to-man. Pressure defense. Ball goes out of bounds to St. John's. Good hustling defense that time by Charlie Burke. Inbounds comes to Smith. Fires from 3 points, and he scores. Three-pointer, and that cuts the lead to nothing.
Melvin Smith is the quarterback for the St. John's team, and he doesn't score too many points, but he certainly directs them well coming up the court.
Dorsey, left side, fires a three. He scores, gets it right back. And the Timberwolves lead by 3, 62-59. Smith across the timeline. Right side to Torrance. Over to Carter, left side. Torrance loses control of the ball, and it's picked up by Torrance. He drives and is fouled. The shot is no good, and it looks like Victor Cooks will pick up the personal foul. And that's his third, which may force Tony Johnson into a substitution here.
Exactly.
And we all know who that's going to be.
Well, there's not too many to choose from, so I'm assuming it'll be David Johnson.
Yeah. Torrance at the line. In and out and back in. It's good. 62-60. Torrance's second shot is no good. Rebound by Cooks. Outlets to Couch. Couch will bring it up for the Timberwolves, being met at midcourt by Melvin Smith. Couch, left side. Dorsey drives, shoots, no good. Rebound, Walton. He runs the fast break in the middle. Pulls up, shoots a 10-footer. It's good.
St. John's has scored 10 points in the second half already. Lake City's only managed 3 points so far.
And we're tied up, 16-23 left to go in the ball game. Couch, right side to Burke. Couch fires a three-pointer, no good. Rebound by Burke. Burke drives, and we've got a foul on St. John's. Foul's going to be on number 20, Bill Torrance. That's his fourth personal foul. That's the second in the second half. So I think Bill Torrance will be sitting down, and he will. John Cooks, 6'4" freshman from Port Smith, Virginia, checks into the ball game for St. John's and the Vikings. Inbounds comes to Couch. He fires a three-pointer. Boy, is he good. He scores a three-pointer, and the score is 65-62.
Jermaine Couch now has 17 points in the ball game, Mike.
Smith across the timeline for St. John's. Right side to Cook. Cook looks inside. Can't find anybody. Finally finds Eddie Johnson. Lays it up and in. No, I'm sorry, that wasn't Johnson. That was Tyrone Morris.
Tony Johnson, very vocal. You probably can hear him on the microphones there.
Couch.
Let you know how he feels.
Right side. Dorsey open for three, and he scores. Well, I tell you what, the three-pointers are keeping Lake City in this ball game.
No doubt about it.
4-point lead, 68-64. Ball almost stripped by Burke. Fires inside, stolen by Dorsey, and he'll run the fast break. He looks, the 6'4" freshman over to Burke. Burke is hammered by number 40, Eddie Johnson. He goes down to the ground, and he'll shoot two. And that's Eddie Johnson's third personal foul.
I'm telling you, these people, they're banging the boards tonight, and banging each other, too.
I don't know that Burke was kind of upset about getting hammered, but Glenn Weiss did the same thing to a co-player. Burke will go to the line to shoot two. Wolves lead by 4. First one's on the way. It's good. 15-16 left to go in our ball game. Mid-Florida Conference basketball on Lake City Community College television. Second shot is good. And that's 12 points now for Charlie Burke. Melvin Smith for St. John's the other way. Across the timeline, guarded by Couch. Left side to Walton. Inside to Eddie Johnson. And Eddie Johnson puts home two.
Eddie Johnson's got 21 points so far in the ball game.
Left side quickly. Weiss down the baseline. Fires off the glass. No good. Rebound by Morris. Morris outlets to Smith. And quickly, Smith looks, stops to Morris. Back out to Smith, and they'll slow things down again. Quickly in the corner, Cook on the baseline. Outside to Walton. Walton hits a three-pointer. And the lead is cut to 2. 70-69 our score. 14:27 left to go from Amos Howard. In the corner quickly to Dorsey. Couch fakes a three-pointer over to Burke, top of the key. Over to Weich. Weich drives, and we've got a foul. Going to be on number 52, Tyrone Morris, and that's Morris's second personal foul. That's the fourth in the second half. 3 more, and we're shooting the bonus.
Mike, we mentioned earlier there were no timeouts called in the first half, and that's unusual in college basketball.
Looks like it may happen again. Weich gets the inbound, shoots, and he's fouled. Going to be fouled by number 40, Eddie Johnson. That is his fourth personal foul.
Definitely a fast-paced ball game so far tonight. We played the first half in about 38 minutes, and of course there's only 20 minutes on the clock for each half.
So Eddie Johnson will check out with 4 personal fouls. He has been the bread and butter for this Viking basketball squad. He's replaced by Jimmy Carter, who has 3 personal fouls. Glenn Weich will be at the line to shoot 2, and his first one is good. Wolves lead by 2. Boyce in the game also, along with Carter. Weich's second free throw is also nothing but net. Wolves lead by 3. Boyce with the ball, right side, over to Smith. Smith in the corner to Carter, left side. And we've got a travel. Jimmy Carter traveled there that time.
Back the other way.
And the Timberwolves will get the ball back.
Well, the Timberwolves, their lack of bench strength seems to have slowed them down just a little bit.
Pass inside to Weich, turnaround jumper, no good. Rebound, Dorsey. Dorsey puts it up, no good. Rebound, tipped out to St. John's. Cook with a fast break opportunity. He'll slow things up. Inside pass to Carter. Carter fires a shot, no good. Rebound comes to Lake City, and we've got a whistle and a foul. I believe it's going to be on Victor Cooks. It is, and that's his fourth personal foul, second of the second half. And we've got a substitution. I thought this would happen earlier when Cooks got 3 personal fouls. Right. Now he's got 4, and looks like David Johnson will check into the ball game for him.
Hey, Charlie, watch inside, watch inside.
St. John's will trigger it. Boyce will do the inbound. Quickly to Smith, to Morris, fires from the free throw line, and he hits. And it's a 1-point lead for Lake City, 72.
Morris, the fellow who's really thrown him in the bucket in the second half so far, I believe he's got 6 points in the second half for St. John's.
Burke, right side. On top to Dorsey. Over to Couch. Back to Burke. Burke drives the baseline, and we got a foul. I think it's going to be on number 44, Matt Boyce. That's his first, and that is the team's 6th. The next foul, Lake City will shoot the bonus. We could have a long second half. Couch gets the inbound, fires a three-pointer, and he scores.
Couch now has 20 points in the game.
And that's going to be a career high for him at Lake City. 75-71. Boyce inside to Morris. Morris has it blocked, and we've got a foul. It's going to be on the big man, I think.
You're right, Mike. David Johnson.
And he picks up a quick foul. 13 minutes left to go in the basketball game. They don't want to be in foul trouble, that's for sure.
Coach Swank seems to be a little upset about the call.
I think he might have thought it was a goaltending call. And he's discussing it with one of the officials. Morris is at the line at any rate. He will be shooting 2 shots. They can't shoot, I don't think, I guess you can shoot free throws if you have a goaltending call. You get 1 shot. And Morris's shot is good. He'll get 1 more. 75-72. Next one, a rainbow. I don't know whether it got any rain that time as it arched way up there. It goes in. And
Well, we could use some air conditioning.
Yeah, we could. And the ball is tipped out of bounds. Nice catch.
I don't know if you folks saw that or not, but
Ooh.
it felt like a couple of bowling pins that time.
The adrenaline's going now.
Did you catch it?
Glad we didn't have our TV set up here. We would have been in trouble. Couch with the ball for Lake City. Dorsey fires in long-range jumper, no good. Rebound out to Smith. Smith goes to Cooks. To Smith, the three-pointer on the way. It's good. He leads almost, I think he's fourth in the state in three-point shots made. And the Timberwolves have trailed for the first time in the ball game, 76-75.
The Timberwolves just seem to be cold in the second half, and obviously the Vikings are red hot.
Burke for three, no good. Rebound by Cook. They have definitely gone cold here in the second half. 76-75 St. John's. Boyce to Cook. He'll bring it out top of the key. Right side, back to Smith. To Carter. He fires a 17-footer, no good. Rebound, David Johnson. And the outlet comes to Charlie Burke across the timeline for Lake City. And he finds Couch left side. No good. Rebound Johnson. Johnson is fouled, no call. Rebound Dorsey. Dorsey is fouled. I think the foul is going to be on number 55, and if that's the case, that's his fourth.
Jimmy Carter.
55, and they're in the 1-1. So St. John's in real foul trouble. Steve Walton will come in the ball game. He's got no fouls, so he's got a couple to give.
Lewis Dorsey, the workhorse for the Timberwolves.
Torrance, Carter, and Johnson all have 4 fouls for St. John's Vikings. First shot from Dorsey is good. And we're tied up with 11:58 to go in the ball game. Timberwolves are in a bonus. Only 3 fouls have been called on Lake City players here in the second half. Dorsey's second shot is good. And the Timberwolves lead by 1. Cook will bring the ball down court for the Vikings. Over to Boyce, right side. Top of the key to Walton. Walton looks to Cook, right side. Boyce drives, wide open, puts up a shot, no good. Rebound goes out of bounds to Lake City. Boy, they got lucky that time, Kerry.
That guy was wide open. It was like you could have driven a small Volkswagen through that hole, and nobody there to stop him.
Defense fell asleep that time for Lake City, but they didn't get burned. 77-76. Wolves lead by 1. Couch over to Burke, left side. Inside to Dorsey. Spins, shoots, has the shot blocked. Recovered by Couch. Left side, looks, shoots, fires, and no good. Rebound comes down to Cook for St. John's. Cook at 6'4", out-rebounded the big man, 7-footer David Johnson. Down court, Walton has his shot blocked by David Johnson. Got a little redemption for the missed rebound down the court. And the Timberwolves have it. Burke fakes a drive out to Couch, right side of the key. Over to Burke, fakes a shot, shoots from the free throw line, and got the roll. Burke wanted that bucket, I could tell.
Charlie Burke now with 12 points in the ball game.
79-76. Wolves lead by 3. Ball is stolen. Charlie Burke on the breakaway, and he's fouled. And Charlie asked for an intentional foul. He's not going to get it. Foul's going to be called on number 44, Matt Boyce, for St. John's. Burke will go to the line to shoot 2. So within a span of about a minute and a half, Timberwolves were down by 1. They're up by 3 now, a chance to build that lead to 5.
It's amazing. The Vikings have scored 24 points already in the second half.
Shot from Burke rolls off the front of the rim and in. One more shot for the freshman from Bainbridge, Georgia. On the way, it's nothing but net. 81-76. 10:36 left to go. And I think the reason no timeouts have been called is no one's gotten too far behind in this ball game.
Exactly.
John Smith drives the right side, loses the handle, gets it back, gets pass inside, and it's stolen away by Lewis Dorsey, and the Timberwolves will slow it down. Burke quickly, 10-footer, no good. Rebound, Weish tips it up, no good. Rebound comes out to St. John's. Morris. Smith with the ball. Boyce with the ball now. Right side of the key. Morris is being hawked by Burke. Turn around by Walton, up and in.
Again, David Johnson leaped, but just couldn't quite touch the ball on the attempted block.
Mistimed his jump just a little bit that time. 81-78. Wolves lead by 3. Couch right side. Top of the key to Lewis Dorsey. Right side now to Burke. Inside to David Johnson. Turns around, shoots, and scores. No foul was called that time. But number 22, or 52, Tyrone Morris, who is 6'5", going against the 7-footer, not much he could do.
No, obviously a disadvantage in the height category.
83-78. Smith right side, inside to Morris. Wide open shot, no good. Rebound is tipped by St. John's. Recovered by Lake City. Knocked off the
nice throw.
Number 44, Boyce. And Boyce will come out of the ball game.
Hit the St. John's player on the hip, making the ball, of course, go out of bounds and giving Lake City the ball back.
Quick thinking by Glenn Weish. Not only does he do it with points, but he also does it with his head on the defense. And Jimmy Carter comes in with 4 personal fouls. They'll play a 2-3 zone. Try and save him from fouling out of the ball game. Weish from three-point land finds Johnson. He's hammered that time, and we got a foul. Boy, he was wide open.
He sure was.
Kind of easy to hit a man at 7 feet tall.
The Timberwolves really need to get him underneath like that. If he can get open, it's just a few inches and he's in the bucket.
I think the big man needs to put that shot down with a little authority, and not try to baby the shot up there. He could have had an easy slam dunk at 7 feet. He'll go to the line to shoot 2. His first shot is no good. He looks at Coach and says, "Sorry, Coach."
Well, it's a 5-point lead for the Timberwolves, and the pace has slowed just a bit from the first half.
Johnson, second shot, no good. Rebound to Carter. Quickly down court comes St. John's. A 3-point shot on the way by Cooks, no good. Rebound comes right back to him, to Walton, and the shot is blocked. And we're going to have a goaltending call on David Johnson that time. Boy, he was above the rim, wasn't he?
Yes. I don't know if that's goaltending or not, Mike. It
debatable.
Close.
We've got a tape. We'll look at it, see what happens. Too bad we don't have instant replay. Couch, right side of the key, drives in. Dorsey, cross-court pass to Weish. Weish looks for 3, decides to drive, fires a 10-footer, no good. Rebound, Walton. And a chance to tie this game up with a 3 is St. John's. Walton drives, bumped by Dorsey. No foul. Rebound, Carter. Carter is hammered that time. Whistle, and the foul is going to be on number 45, Johnson. That's his second. 8:17 left to go in our ball game. We hope you're enjoying it. It's a close one. No one's getting blown out here tonight.
No, you're right. It's nip and tuck all the way. And as we said earlier, no timeouts have been called at all so far, and really no need to when the game is this close. Just a 3-point lead for the Lake City Community College Timberwolves as Jimmy Carter goes to the line. No good in the first.
He'll get one more shot.
You go when he go. You go when he go.
83-80. Carter's second shot, in and out, no good. No whistle. We do have a whistle. I thought there might be a foul on Steve Walton over the back of Glenn Weish. There was, and Weish will shoot a 1-and-1 the other end. And that's his second foul. So Eddie Johnson's got 4. Bill Torrance has got 4. Jimmy Carter has got 4. And Morris and Walton have 2. Only one in foul trouble for Lake City, Victor Cooks with 4.
And he's on the bench.
That's right. Johnson's got 2, and so does Glenn Weish. The rest of the Timberwolves are relatively foul-free. Weich's first shot is no good. Rebound, Morris. Outlet to Smith, and Smith will walk the ball up court. And with 8 minutes left, Eddie Johnson comes back to the scorer's table. They can't let him out of the game too much longer. Smith at the top of the key, slowing things down. Right side to Morris. To Walton. Walton to Smith, guarded by Couch. Left side, Carter drives in. Back to Smith. Smith to Morris. They're going to run some clock. 16 seconds left. 14. Cooks with the ball. Over to Smith. 9 seconds left in the shot clock. Fires a three-pointer. No good. Rebound, Glenn Weish. He outlets to Dorsey. And the Timberwolves look like they want to run. Over to Charlie Burke. Back to Couch. And the Timberwolves run a little clock. He faked a three-pointer. Inside to Weish. Weish turns. Back out to Dorsey. Dorsey will fire. Oh, almost a slam dunk by David Johnson. The rebound is out of bounds to St. John's. Nice hustle by Charlie Burke to no avail. Went out of bounds anyway.
David Johnson went up to slam dunk it, thumped the rim, and missed the ball. But
that would have
scary.
That would have been spectacular.
Yeah, it's scary to see a guy jump like that. Huh? I know I can't even throw a softball up there. So
83-80 our score. Timberwolves clinging to a 3-point lead with 7:11 left to go in the ballgame. Smith fires a three-pointer. No good. Rebound by Morris. He puts it up no good. Rebound by Johnson, and we've got a jump ball. It goes over to Lake City on the possession.
Inside possession, 45. Inside.
Coach Johnson is yelling at his player, David Johnson, telling him inside position. He's telling him, Coach, I'm the tallest guy out here. I don't need inside position.
Johnson and Johnson.
Johnson and Johnson. Quickly, the Timberwolves behind the back pass. Dorsey to Weish, and he scores.
Beautiful.
Nice work by the Timberwolves that time. 85-80.
Glenn Weish now with 24 points in the basketball game. Leading scorer for the Wolves.
6:40 left to go. Torrance back in the ball game. Rebound comes to Morris, and Morris puts it up and in. No blocking out that time by the Timberwolves. And they got burned. Jermaine Couch across the timeline. Timberwolves by 3. Burke left side. Looks. Cutting across the middle. Almost lost it. Inside to Dorsey. Nice feed from Charlie Burke. Looked like St. John's was sleeping a little bit that time as Lewis Dorsey was wide open under the bucket for the easy layup. 87-82. Ball comes in to Morris. Morris fires. In and out, no good. Weish with the ball. He fights. Gets the ball out to Couch. They'll slow it down. And Couch with the ball right side to Dorsey. They'll slow it down just a little bit. Dorsey into Johnson. Johnson misses it. Dorsey gets the rebound, drives, shoots and scores. Oh, I tell you what, he is a big fella out there, but he sure is graceful, isn't he?
He missed it the first time. Johnson did, and Dorsey came back and shot it in second time.
And we've got our first timeout of the ball game. St. John's calls a timeout. So with 5:27 left to go in the ball game, our score 89-82. We'll be right back. .27 left to go here at Amos Howard Gym on the campus of Lake City Community College. We thank you for joining us tonight. Timberwolves with a 7-point lead, a position that they haven't been in very often in the last couple of games, but they've got quite a comfortable lead. St. John's has got the ball. This is a Mid-Florida Conference basketball game, a very important game for both of these teams. Lake City could climb back up into a second-place tie with a win tonight. Ball comes in to Torrance. Torrance drives, has the ball, it's taken away by Glenn Weish, and he comes out of it over to Burke. Burke now to Couch. Timberwolves a chance for their biggest lead of the ball game of 9 if they can convert here. Couch drives, foul, and a whistle's going to be on number 4, Melvin Smith, who has been foulless this game.
I think Coach Johnson of the Timberwolves is trying to intentionally, of course, slow the game down a bit so they can protect that 7-point lead. Only 5 minutes left in the game. They
didn't do that the last time against the Valencia Matadors and were losers by 1 point here at home last Saturday. And Couch to the free throw line. His first shot is good. Boy, he's been a dead-eye shooter tonight. From three-point land, how many points does he have now?
Right now he's got 21 points.
Make that 22. 91-82. The biggest lead for the Wolves is 9 with 5:03 to go in the ball game. Smith left side to Torrance. He drives into Johnson. Johnson shoots and scores. And the lead is back to 7 with 4:51 left to go in our ball game. Couch with the ball. Hawked by Smith. To Cooks. Cooks turns, shoots. No good. Rebound by Glenn Weish. Good night, Nurse. Boy, he got up there and just laid that ball back in. Lead back to 9. Torrance from the corner. He scores. Two-pointer. Or, excuse me, Walton. That was Walton that got that shot. And the lead's back to 7. 93-86. Corner to Cooks. Cooks into Burke. Burke turns, spins, shoots and scores. I'd say Charlie Burke can get up.
Charlie Burke, 16 points in the basketball game so far.
Quickly down court, St. John's. A three-point try is no good. Rebound by Couch. Out to Burke. Burke shoots, no good. Rebound, Eddie Johnson. And it comes back the other way. A 3-on-2 break to Morris, and he traveled.
Definitely.
Got the pass, you never should give a big man a pass like that on the fast break. He didn't know what to do with it once he got it. Usually when they get a pass, they're right underneath the bucket. Another turnover for St. John's, 95-86, an opportunity to build an 11-point lead for the Wolves. Couch, right side. Inside to Charlie Burke, no good. Gets his own rebound. No, it's stolen away. And it's stolen back. And Burke is going to put an exclamation point on that with a slam dunk on the steal.
It's always fun to watch a guy dunk it like that.
Glenn Weish looks over to Coach Johnson and smiles, and that's all he has to say. 11-point lead. Quickly inside, a slam dunk is missed by number 30, Steve Walton. Eddie Johnson gets the ball back to a chorus of laughs from the Lake City crowd.
Louis Dorsey ends up on his back with no foul called.
Weish with the ball, now to Couch. Letting the air out of the ball is Lake City. Couch drives, turns, spins, off balance, no good. And we've got a whistle, and the foul is going to be called, I believe, on number 4. I think. Yes, it's going to be on 4. A push. 2-shot foul for
Jermaine Couch.
Jermaine Couch. Excuse me. Lost my mind for a minute. Couch will go to the line. Chance to get that to the biggest lead of the night of 11. Couch's first free throw is good. And it's a 10-point lead for Lake City. 2:59 left to go in our ball game. An exciting ball game. It's been close for most of the evening. Timberwolves have been on top for most of the evening. Couch's second shot in and out, no good. And we've got a foul. Going to be on Charlie Burke. Charlie figured they not in the bonus, and he's got no foul, so he figured, why not? I'll foul him. That is only the 5th team foul in this second half. 2 more and they shoot the bonus. Smith over to Walton, left side, turns, has it stolen away by Burke, tipped out of bounds to St. John's. Nope, they reversed the call. Charlie Burke talked the official into that one.
Asked me, I saw it, I couldn't tell who had the ball last.
Burke with the ball. St. John's is going to run some full court pressure. Walton on Burke, and he gets it over the timeline just in time. And we've got a timeout. Lake City calls a timeout with 2:39 left to go in the ball game. 98-88 is our score. We'll be back in just a minute. Don't go away. Our score is 98-88 from Amos Howard Gym on the campus of Lake City Community College. We thank you for joining us. 2:39 left to go in our ball game. Mike McKee along with Kerry Hagler bringing you play-by-play action not only on Lake City Community College television, but on WDSR Lake City Radio. We thank the folks on radio listening in tonight. Dorsey inbounds to Burke for Lake City. And the Timberwolves are going to let the air out of the ball.
If Lake City can just hang on to the ball, they can win the game.
Burke has got it back after a drive by Dorsey. Going to watch for a 5-second call. Five-second call. And we got a timeout from one official.
I guess the timeout takes precedence.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. Well, I don't know what takes precedent. I guess the lead official takes precedent. Let's keep it here for just another 60 seconds while Coach Johnson plots out strategy. You know, I don't think Lake City is the kind of ball control basketball team who can just sit on a lead for like 2 minutes and 18 seconds like we have here. They've got to keep running the ball. They don't have the ball handlers who can hang on to the ball.
They've got so many hot shots they can fire from all over the court that
they have no need to do that.
Itchy trigger fingers.
The situation here at Lake City is similar to what is happening at the University of Florida. When you lose two of your big guns and you're forced into doing something you're not used to doing, you lose ball games.
Exactly.
With Lake City, with the players that they've lost, and they've got a couple back, it's been difficult to have to change the strategy of the ball game. And taking the air out of the ball and running some clock is not something that they do. Dorsey with the ball. He'll take a drive. Right side, shoots. Up, no good. Rebound, Cooks. Cooks up, no good. And we've got a whistle and a foul. This could be someone fouling out of the game. Nope. Yes, it is. Bill Torrance, and he's out of the ball game. He played a heck of a ball game. He ended up with
12 points. I have
12 points.
Unofficially.
See, when he got into foul trouble, he got 3 in the first half. He got into foul trouble and maybe didn't play as aggressive as he would have in the second
when you
half.
have 4 fouls on you in the game, you tend to kind of lay back a little bit, hoping to stay in the game, and your coach won't take you out.
2:10 left to go. Victor Cooks will be at the free throw line. And while the player is being replaced, each coach has 60 seconds on a foul out. That gave Tony Johnson an opportunity to talk to his players. Checking in for St. John's River is Matt Boyce from Fort Lauderdale. This is one of the players you were talking about.
Right. He came up to Palatka from Fort Lauderdale with Coach Steve Swank when he took over the job at St. John's.
He's really trying to build a basketball team. And
well,
you're
they're
really
dead last right now in the conference, but they're a good basketball team.
When you've got guys like Eddie Johnson, and I don't understand why he's coming out of the game. He's been their bread and butter here in the ball game. But when you got guys like him, and you've got a point guard in Melvin Smith who can shoot the three-pointers, you've got the nucleus for a good basketball team. Victor Cooks hits his first free throw, and we're 1 point away from the century mark. 99-88 our score. Timberwolves' biggest lead of the ball game has been 11, and we are there now. Chance to make that lead even more. Shot is on the way, and it's good. I was talking to Coach Swank. He said that this is the first winning season they've had in a long time at St. John's River, and he's guaranteed a winning season. Ball is stripped away and by Jermaine Couch out of bounds off Melvin Smith. They will finish with a 500 or better record this year for the first time in, I think, 10 years.
Well, most of the losses they've had have been in the conference. So that hurts them, obviously, in conference play.
Couch to Burke, baseline, fires up a 17-footer, and he hits nothing but net, and the Timberwolves are pulling away from St. John's, 102-88. Walton in the corner to Morris. Morris drives the baseline, finds Boyce, and it's stolen away by Charlie Burke, and Burke gets it out to Couch. 1:35 left to go in the ball game. Looks like we may be able to write this one into the record book tonight. Got a foul on number 11, Vince Bonacera, and Jermaine Couch will go to the free throw line. That's his
just
first
a matter
personal foul.
of who can foul last, I guess, because St. John's will probably either intentionally foul or make it look non-intentional for the remainder of the game to stay in it.
Number 5 comes into the game, and I don't have a number for him, but I assume he's short just by looking at him. We got some confusion at the free throw line. I don't have this gentleman in my he is Gotta be. Melvin
He's no more
Smith
than
is
5'7".
Melvin Smith, number 4, is 5'8". Number 5 has got to be at least 6 inches shorter than he is. Maybe he's 5'2".
Maybe he's a three-point shooter.
It may be, but he is a short man. Couch sinks the first of his 2 shots. Boy, he is small. I thought when he first came in, I thought he was a trainer or something. Couch is good on the second free throw.
Well, he took his warm-up jacket off, and now he has, like Superman, he has a jersey underneath. So he's in the game.
And we've got wholesale substitutions for St. John's. Eddie Johnson in the lane, shoots and scores. Couch with the ball. Being dogged by number 5. I don't know who he is. And we got a foul on him at any rate.
Picks up his first foul, and he was all over Jermaine Couch.
1-1, and Joey Seifers checks in for Victor Cooks, the youngster from Bloomington, Indiana.
Lobby Night Country.
6-footer from Bloomington, Indiana, comes in for the Timberwolves for the first time, spelling Victor Cooks, who played an outstanding ball game. He didn't score very many points, but he did have a heck of a night defensively. Couch is true from the free throw line once again.
Jermaine Couch now with 26 points in the ball game.
Walton comes out of the ball game, and Bonacera comes back in. And Couch's second free throw is also good. I'll just call him Bugsy because of Bugsy Mogues. He's a short gentleman. Inside to Johnson. Turnaround jumper is good on the baseline, and it's 106-92. And we've got a foul on number 11, Bonacera. And Charlie Burke will go to the line with 56 seconds left to go. 106-92, Timberwolves lead.
So you're going to call number 5 for St. John's Bugsy, huh?
But I have no idea. There's no one on their roster that's shorter than 5'8", and he definitely is short.
Maybe he wore elevator shoes the day they measured him. I don't know. He's short, you're right, but he's quick.
He's quick. Charlie Burke cans the first of a 1-1. How many does Charlie have? 21?
Charlie Burke?
Second shot is no good. Outlet comes to St. John's. It's stolen by Couch. Couch is fouled before the shot by number 5. Nice steal by Jermaine Couch that time. Going to shoot the 1-1 again. 49 seconds left to go. 107-92. Couch is having the game of his life, isn't he?
Yeah, he's got 27 points so far.
I think that's
28 points. And I don't know what his career high is, but probably not much more than that.
Well, Kerry, before the exodus of players because of grade problems, Couch was sitting on the bench. He's got 29.
29 points. He is the leading scorer for the Timberwolves.
And the ball goes off out of bounds, Lake City. And St. John's quickly comes up court. Cross-court pass to the short man. He shoots. No good. Rebound by Dorsey. He fights for it. Gets it out to Seifers. Seifers out to Dorsey. Across the timeline. And a pass for a almost certain slam dunk by Glenn Weish is kicked out of bounds. It'll be St. John's ball. If Lake City had some substitutions, they certainly would be in the game. A blown layup by St. John's is recovered by Seifers. It goes out of bounds against him, and 19 seconds remain in the ball game. 109-92, Lake City leads, and it looks like they're going to win their 6th game of the conference year. And let's see. Eddie Johnson will go to the free throw line to shoot 1-1. Feels good to get a win in the win column.
It's
Rebound comes to Glenn Weish.
Long deserved win by the Timberwolves.
Eddie Johnson is swatted from behind. I think Glenn Weish is a little mad because no foul was called as he got the rebound because he really struggled with that rebound. Came up.
Glenn Weiss.
And Glenn Weiss, that's I only have him for his third personal foul. I don't think that is his fifth personal foul. I don't think so.
I know it's not.
Glenn only had 2 personal fouls. I don't know why he came out of the game unless the referee told him it was an intentional foul or he threw him out of the game.
It could have been. Who knows?
Johnson's free throw is no good. And I guess it was an intentional foul, so they'll get the ball back.
But intentional foul wouldn't have a player thrown out of the game necessarily.
I don't know. In some circumstances, you can eject a player for.
Well, no, 2 technicals will get you out of a game quick.
Yeah. It'll cause your reputation to be tarnished forever. Johnson's. If it wasn't an intentional foul, they would have gotten the ball back. Seifers quickly to Cooks. Cooks lays it up and in.
Beautiful.
What a smooth move by Victor Cooks.
Well, this will be the last shot of the game.
4 seconds, 3 seconds. Johnson will take a 3-pointer to end the ball game. No good. Lake City wins 111-93. Boy, how sweet it is to finally win a basketball game in the Mid-Florida Conference. Lake City now goes to a record of 6-5 in the Mid-Florida Conference, and St. John's River goes to 3-8 in the Mid-Florida Conference. Our final score, once again, 111-93. We thank the folks who have joined us tonight on Lake City Community College Television and on WDSR Lake City Radio. We will be back on the air again on Saturday night, the 17th of February, our last televised game of the season. It's also the last game of the season for Lake City Community College. Again, if you have any comments, give us a call or write us, Route 3, Box 7, Lake City, Florida. For Kerry Hagler, this is Mike McKee saying so long from Amos Howard Gym.